Hey guys, Dr. Kahu here and welcome back to my channel. Now today I'm going to be doing a new and exciting what if for me, and that is what if Deku gained 100% one for all early, part 1. Now as usual guys, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already guys, and because this is my first what if when it comes to My Hero Academia, I'm just going to set the lowest bar I can for the series and 300 likes. You guys give me 300 likes, I'll bring out part 2 right away. Bear in mind, I'm very excited for the series. I hope you guys enjoy it, and if I murder the names, let me know right away, okay guys? But yeah, without further ado guys, let's get into this new series which I'm excited for, and that is what if Deku gained 100% one for all early, part 1. Now let's begin. Welcome everybody, my name is Izuku Midoria, but I'm also known as the #1 hero, Deku. Follow me on my story on Dr. Kahu's channel as you get to hear and be explained how I became the #1 hero in the My Hero Academia universe. So let us begin. Now, just to explain if you guys haven't seen My Hero Academia, One for All is a power that was created unintentionally by the most powerful villain of the series, All for One, and his little brother, okay? His little brother didn't have a quirk but gained a quirk. Long story short, his power was stockpiling and he can pass on his power to other people. And so, long story short, where our story actually takes place is after the 8th user, All Might, finds his new successor, Izuku Midoria, okay? And so from there, 10 months of Izuku Midoriya's lifestyle is going to be consistent of training to inherit One for All, okay? And so from there, you guys understand, let's begin our story. Cold, chilling morning goes by. A skinny man walks through with a nice nice jacket, keeping himself warm. And as he looks over, he hears a scream. And as he looks up, he sees Izuku Midoriya standing on a pile of rubbish. As he rushes over, he's like, "Wow, young Midoriya, you even cleaned outside the area I told you. Incredible!" All Might gets bluffed up because, "Ha ha ha! Very well, Midoriya, just in the nick of time." Midoriya looks at All Might and he's like, "All Might?" And he collapses there. All Might jumps down and goes, "Ha ha, have no fear, because I am here." Now, All Might's like smiling, Deku's like, "Great!" And so what happens is when All Might puts Midoriya down, he goes, "Here, eat this! You will get my power." Midoriya's like, "All Might, eat your hair?" And he goes, "Yes, eat my hair. For you to get my quirk, you need to ingest my DNA. Now eat it! Eat it now!" Deku's like, "No, no, no! You had no time much, kid! Do it!" And so Midoriya eats the hair and rushes off to UA. When he gets to UA, he's like, "Oh, I'm hyped up." He's really nervous. And as he walks in, he hears a noise behind him. "Get him away, Deku!" And Midoriya turns back and goes, "Oh, Bakugou, oh, Kachan, oh, nice to see you, long time." He goes, "Don't even know why you're even here. You get in my way, I'll kill you." Midoriya's like, "Ugh, he hasn't changed one bit." And so as Midoriya's walking, he's like, "Well, life's the same, Kachan's the same." And as Midoriya walks forward, he's like, "I'm gonna approve or I'm gonna die." And Uraraka saves him. She goes, "Sorry I used my quirk on you. I thought you needed the help." "I'm excited. How about you?" Izuku's like, "Yeah, I'm excited. Nice to meet you." And he goes, "Well, I gotta get back to the tournament. Nice meeting you." She runs off and Deku's like, "I just talked to a girl. Oh my gosh." And so Izuku's walking in, pretty nervous. He sits down next to Kachan, and as he's about to speak to Kachan, Mr. Michael, the hero known as Mr. Mike, he comes on and he explains the exact situation upon what everyone's going to be doing in orientation and where they're going to be proceeded to go from here. Midoriya, of course, mutters in his own chair, where it leads to, "Hey you!" And it's, of course, Ida. He explains that 1, there's a mistake in the school curriculum, and 2, that kid over there won't stop muttering. It's distracting. Izuku's like, I'm sorry. Kachan looks at him like, whatever. And so, long story short, everything proceeds all the way to the point where they go to the city, where they're about to do their main training exercise, rescue exercise. Izuku's nervous, because he's never used his quirk before. At the same time, he's really nervous because he sees Kachan there. They're not placed in the same area, so as the proctor states, "Begin," everyone rushes in to the hero course, going destroying robots left, right, and center, saving people, doing their best. Izuku's running around like, what do I do? Like he's nervous on how he's gonna do things. And as he's looking around, robots are getting destroyed, people are getting saved. Bakugou's just having the time of his life, destroying robots and everything like that. And Izuku's panicking. He's like, I need to help someone. So as he's rushing off, he doesn't realize that he kicked off too hard off his leg. He unintentionally activated 100%, and it pushed him so far that he actually bolted right past people, sending a massive shockwave behind him. Izuku managed to stop himself and catch the wall. But as catching the wall, his 100% 1-4 smacks the wall, cracking half of it, and Izuku's like, oh my god, what's going on? Izuku's looking at his hand, he's trembling, and what happened is, through the screen, All Might's like, that kid is activated the quirk. How interesting. He seems to be showing no effect from it. Young Midoria. I'm excited to see your future. But as Deku was like really shocked at his power, all this energy is coming at him, he's like, All Might didn't tell me that this was gonna happen. And as this goes down, a massive crash goes through the whole area. Izuku covers his head from the dust, and as he looks back, he sees, oh my god, gigantic 0 point monster. Well, I mean by the 0 point robot that you get no points from destroying. And as Izuku looking and trembling, he's shocked because Ida just saw Izuku just blast right by him and destroy half a building just touching it. So Ida and them all run away, and Izuku's like trembling until he looks down and he sees Uraraka. She's like, somebody help me. Without a second thought, Izuku rushes, breaking the ground in front of him. Each step is 100% 1-4, and both Izuku's arms are flaring up for 100% 1-4. And as he proceeds, he instantly gets a position, he crouches, and he jumps as hard as he can. As he jumps, he destroys the entire area, well, the entire ground. He jumps straight past the robot's hand. The robot puts his hand right in front of Izuku. Izuku doesn't even punch it. His head, it was moving too fast. He destroys the robot hand. And he gets to the robot. Izuku's actually over top of the robot now. He's not actually in front of it. And so as he starts to fall down, Izuku kind of kicks the air unintentionally. And he smashed the robot. But when he smashed the robot, he goes right through the robot. The robot gets destroyed pretty much in its place. And Izuku hits the ground behind him, causing a massive mini earthquake. He doesn't send a shockwave around, but his punch is enough to send a mini earthquake underground. Everyone's watching as the robot falls behind Izuku, well, falls all around him. Izuku stands up, turns around and goes, did I really just do that? But he doesn't. He instantly snaps out of it and goes, alright, the girl! Izuku runs over and she goes, I'm here to help! Jumps over, and she's like, slowly getting up, and Izuku throws the rock off her, with using 100% 1-4, picks up Uraraka, and she's like, it's alright, my leg. And Izuku's like, I'm sorry, and she goes, no, not to worry, you saved me, that's all that matters. And he goes, yeah. My name is Izuku Midoria. What's yours? And she goes, I am Uraraka. And he goes, Uraraka? And she goes, sorry, Ochako Uraraka. And she goes, nice to meet you. And what happened? And Izuku just completely forgot that he needs to begin the test still, because he's too busy falling over her. But he's like, oh right, the test! Boom! The bell goes. Izuku's like, oh no! I missed my chance! And Izuku's stunned, but he's still holding Uraraka in his arms. And she goes, Izuku? And he goes, yeah, and she goes, can you please put me down now? I'm a little bit embarrassed. Oh, I'm sorry, Uraraka, please. He puts Uraraka down. She's like, thank you. You don't need to get so nervous. And Izuku's like, yeah, sorry about that. I'm just, my whole world's going upside down. And she's like, what? Her face is red, but she's still bracing on Izuku. And this is when Recovery Girl comes on. She goes, well done, all of you. I'm very proud of all of you. And she walks over, okay, who's got the worst injuries? Oh, I have a sprained ankle. And she goes, oh, well, come here. She kisses Uraraka and she instantaneously heals. What about you, kid? The one that destroyed the robot. How are you feeling? Izuku goes, I'm actually a little bit scared. And she goes, oh, why is that? I've never used my quirk that much before. And Izuku's arms are trembling. I'm afraid. And she goes, don't be afraid. That's why you're here at the hero course, young man. You should be very proud. And Izuku bows to her and she goes, oh well, time for your guys' days to end. Everyone heads out. Izuku is walking back with his hands in his pocket. He's really nervous. And what happens is Izuku's like, oh, wow. So this is All Might's power? This is what he has to deal with every day? Incredible. I think I need to learn how to pull my punches. I might seriously injure someone, if not worse. And as Izuku's walking back, he goes home and he spends the next couple of days, trying to figure out what he can do, waiting nervously. And so what happens is when the UA disc comes for Izuku's acceptance letter, it's All Might. He goes, "I am here to tell you that you, Izuku Midoriya, have 0 points." Izuku's like, "What?" He goes, "But not to worry though. Check this video over here." It shows Uraraka. She's like, "Excuse me, but I would like to give my points to Izuku Midoriya. If it wasn't for him, I would have been trapped and hurt, and he lost a lot of points because of me. I would like to help him, please." And what happens is Mr. Might goes, "You don't need to worry. There was other factors besides just hero work. So don't you worry, young lady. I'm sure Izuku Midoriya will be fine." She goes, "Thank you so much. I apologize." And he smiles and almost goes, "As you can see, young Izuku Midoriya, your actions showed that despite you being very powerful and destroying a lot of property, there was no one hurt in your actions. And because you were the only one to go and save the young girl, Izuku Midoriya, from me to you, you are in UA. Welcome, young Midoriya. Welcome." Izuku cries in excitement. He goes, "Yes!" Unintentionally, a little bit of his finger flicks 100% 1-4, causing a massive shockwave in Izuku's room. He's like, "Oh my!" And his mum's like, "Izuku!" Boom! The door blows up. All the force of wind goes through the room. She's like, "What's going on?" Izuku's like, "Sorry, Mum, I got too excited." And she's like, "It's alright, it's alright." Izuku's like, "My quirk is not home friendly." And what happens is Izuku's mum's like, "No kidding, Izuku." But she taps him and goes, "I'm very proud of you. I'm very proud that you have..." And she starts to cry. "I'm sorry that I wasn't there for you, Izuku, but I'm here for you now." And this makes Deku cry. And she goes, "It's alright, Mum. It's not your fault. You've been here for me all my life." And they hug each other, embrace. And so the next day, Izuku packs his stuff ready to go to school. And she goes, "Are you ready? Are you sure?" And she goes, "Yeah. And plus, All Might's going to be their teacher, so he can teach me how to control my strength, you know?" And she goes, "Yes, that's right. He's strong enough to handle your abilities. I'm very happy. I hope you stay safe, my son." Izuku says, "Goodbye, Mom." And so he heads off to school. And as he heads up to UA and he goes and he stands at the gates, he walks in and breathes out. "I finally made it." He walks in, and as he walks in and goes to his class, he goes, 1A. I gotta find 1A. Man, these corridors are long. I wonder if Whoa! That's 1A? Do we have giants in this school? Izuku's like, "Huh?" And he's a little bit nervous. And as he opens his door, he sees this blonde teen and the blue-haired fellow arguing on by the desk. Ida goes, "Take your feet off the desk! That's not how you properly sit in your classroom." Kacha's like, "Get out of my way. I don't listen to you." And he goes, "You're not getting the point." And he goes, "You better get out of my way before I kill you." And he goes, "You threaten us fellow students?" And this is when Kacha looks and goes, "Deku!" Looks away straight away. He says nothing else. And Ida's like, "Huh? You!" And walks over. "You! I apologize for being condemning to your situation. My name is..." And Izuku's like, puts his hand up and goes, "It's alright, you don't need to apologize." He goes, "No, I need to. My name is Tenya Ida. Welcome. You must have seen something in the test that I didn't." And that says a lot of things. And not only that, the sheer power you displayed was incredible. He bows to Izuku. "I am sorry for thinking you're worthless." Izuku's like, "No, don't worry. Kachan thinks about this all the time." And as Izuku's about to answer, he goes, "There's that frizzy hair boy I remember. Hi, Izuku." And Deku looks around and goes, "Oh, Uraraka, Ochako." And she goes, Not to worry, you can call me Uraraka." And he goes, "Oh, okay." And she goes, "So we're in the same class together, right?" And he goes, "Yeah, I think so. This is gonna be fun. I like what you did with the robot where you punched the robot and destroyed everything. That was so cool. This training's gonna be super fun." "Well, if you're here for training, then I suggest you get the hell out of my class. This is not gonna be for fun." Izuku and them turn around. They see a strange man in a sleeping bag, and it's like, "Hello, class 1A. I'm your teacher, Aizawa. Everyone hurry up and take your seats." And they're like, whoa. They don't know who he is. Deku walks past Bakugou, and Bakugou looks at Izuku Midoriya with such disdain. He goes, "Everyone shut up and sit down. I want to explain the hero course to you. Hurry up. As Aizawa proceeds to explain the hero course and what's going to happen, he goes to them. Now that you guys know what's happening, put this on and meet me outside. Don't waste my time. He walks out there with his usual blade tiredness and he meets them outside. He goes, today we're going to be working on physical to see where you guys are. Just note whoever comes in last is going to be expelled. And just note, I don't care how long or what you've been through. Waste my time and I'll expel you. He looks at Izuku. Izuku's kind of shocked and nervous because he's unsure where they came from. But what goes on, he goes, begin. The whole class goes through their sports training. They do the test. What ends up going down is the running tests. Pretty much everyone does the same, even Izuku. It gets to the point where it comes to the throwing one. And this is when Aizawa was getting really annoyed at Izuku. He goes, since you came first, Bakugou, I want you to do the ball test. What's the furthest you threw the ball back in school? And he goes, 65 meters. He goes, With your quirk, he goes, I've never done it. He goes, I want you to use your quirk for this throw this time. Put everything you got into this. Hurry up. He goes, Bakugou goes, alright then. I want to put some power into it to make it a little flashy. You watch, Deku. I'll show you how worthless you are. He leans back and goes, hurry up, Kachan. Bakugou leans back and he throws the ball as high as he can, puts as much energy as possible behind her, and explodes the ball out of the air. But it goes 705 meters, I think. And he goes 705. Everyone's like, whoa, yeah, Kachan, yeah, Bakugou, awesome. Bakugou walks back and goes, beat that Deku. And he's like, alright, Kachan. As Midoria walks on, what happens is Aizawa goes, this is the chance where you can. Just don't waste my time, kid. Just note, if you don't impress me, you're leaving this class immediately. Do you understand? At this time, All Might's watching. He's like, that Aizawa, he is very, very aggressive. I read his old reports. He expelled a class because they went on his favor. How ironic. I hope you're okay, young Midoria. You got this. So what goes down is Izuku stands there and goes, everything I got, put everything I have into this. Alright, I can do this and won't hurt no one. Izuku puts his hand back, and when Izuku puts his hand back, everyone sees the power of 1-4 crawl down Izuku's arm, and even Aizawa sees this, his clothes break. Izuku leans back and he goes to throw the ball, but what ends up happening is quirk turns off and he drops the ball right in front of him. And as it drops, he goes, are you willing to destroy everything, Izuku, with their hand? They're all like, what happened to Deku's like, what? And he goes, he looks at Eraserhead and he goes, those eyes, my quirk, you're Eraserhead? And he goes, yeah, I am. Well, are you gonna destroy everything with that, Izuku? And he goes, what do you mean? He goes, I saw what you did in the test. You destroyed that robot, yes, but when you came to hit the ground, you destroyed everything underground. Not only that, when you moved before, you generated just as much of a wake as that robot did. So not only did you save Uraraka, you put her in danger too. Now tell me, are you going to destroy everything with that throw, Izuku? Because if that's the case, get the hell out of here now. Izuku stands and goes, because if that's all your power, yeah, you got great power, but doesn't mean nothing. If you put people's lives in danger, Izuku's like looking down and goes, I get you. Alright, I'll give it a go. And he goes, Izuku powers up 1-4, and this is when Aizawa sees this, but he focuses 1-4 onto one hand, and everyone's looking at Izuku, and Izuku's like, he closes his eyes, he leans his right hand back, and as he leans back, he fully leans back, and he throws it, and as he throws it, All Might and Aizawa watching as Deku throws the ball leaves his hand and explodes. Izuku looks up, and as he looks up, the ball disappears entirely. Aizawa waited for like 2 minutes before he can register anything, but what ends up going down is the data was corrupted. Aizawa states that Izuku threw it beyond its normal measuring parameters, beyond its own natural velocity speed to hold itself together. In short, Izuku minimized how much force he put through his hand into the ball. At the same time, he destroyed the ball by letting it go. Aizawa's like, this kid. He looks back in and goes, learn from this example. You guys all have great power, but if you can't control it, then your power is all that you have, nothing more. Kachan looks at him and he goes, I have great power. He goes, yeah, you do. Doesn't mean nothing though. And he walks away and he's like, damn you, Deku! And he runs after Deku, and Izuku's like watching Kachan come, And this is Eraser, he wraps him up and goes, enough of that. Pull yourself together there, Kachan. Pulls him down, or I'll expel you immediately. Everyone hurry up. And from there, everyone completes the test, and Aizawa was happy with it. They go back to class and they finish the rest of the day off. And this is when Izuku's sitting down, he's like, oh, okay, he needs to figure things out. And as he's walking, Izuku's like, oh man, he's looking up, what do I do? And this is when Uraraka comes past him and goes, hi Deku! And he's like, oh, hi Uraraka. And she goes, I was going to call you Izuku by the name that you told me, but I heard Bakugou call you that. So I naturally assumed that I could call you that. And he goes, well, you see, Kachan calls me that because that's the name he puts me down. And Ida goes, that's unsportsmanlike of him. Because yeah, well, as you see from Kachan's perspective, he's got an explosive attitude. And they look at each other like, that was a good pun, Deku, that was. And she goes, well, regardless of the situation, I like the name. Deku's an awesome superhero name. And he goes, Deku it is! And Ida's like, really? You're just gonna fall like that? And he goes, my world's upside down. I'm talking to a cute girl. I can't help it. And Uraraka's like, what? Did you just call me cute? She touches their faces, and she touches their face, she floats away. And she's like, oh, and she lets go. Like, she almost like completely falls onto the ground, but Izuku instantly activates one fall. But he remembers how much he put into his hand and focused it, and instead of jumping too hard, he moves to a position where he can get to her, leaving a massive wake, but it wasn't as deadly as it was before. And he catches her and he's like, I got you. And she's like, thank you. And she goes, yeah, but this time I'll put you down this time. Uraraka smiles a little nervously and she goes, well, I'll see you guys all tomorrow. They all jump on the train, they all head home. And so what happens is Izuku's standing there, he's figuring out what he needs to do. He's still working out All Might's situation, All Might's weights and everything like that, but, you know, things have changed. And so as this is going down, Izuku goes back to school the next day. That's where he sees everyone. But when he gets into the class, this is where they're sitting there like, so what's the test today? What are we doing today? And Izuku's like, I don't know. We must see. I think Izuku and them are looking at each other, and that's when they hear the door slam wide open and he goes, I am here! Hey everybody! And they're like, oh, All Might! It's All Might, guys! Oh my gosh! Now today I will be taking you guys through your training course. I push the button right here and your outfits come out. Now I want you guys to meet me out in the training area. And from there we will proceed. All Might goes outside waiting for everyone. Everyone gets their costumes on just like in canon and they all proceed to walk out. All Might's like, wow, look at you guys. You guys look like awesome superheroes. This gets me so pumped up. And then he looks at Izuku, who's like, oh my gosh, it's so obvious. And Deku's like kind of smiling. Uraraka goes to Izuku, goes, that's a really cool suit. I didn't have time to tailor mine. It's a little bit skin tight, but it's alright, don't you think? Izuku's face blushes and he goes, yeah, it's really cool, Uraraka. She smiles at Izuku. And so what goes on, it goes, today you guys are going to be playing Heroes vs Villains. I'll be pairing you up with people that will accompany your strength. For instance, the first test is Izuku and Uraraka versus Bakugou and Tenya Ida. Bakugou, Tenya Ida, or Ida, you guys are the villains. You guys will be on one of these floors in these buildings. You guys got a bomb. It is Izuku, Midoria, and Uraraka to come and take said bomb. And so as they all go down, what happens is before they go in, Uraraka and Izuku, Midoria are pretty nervous. But Uraraka knows that it wasn't Izuku's strength, that they'll do really well. It's a little bit dangerous. Midoria goes, I know that you're kind of scared about my power, but I'll do my best to hold it back. But one thing I'm going to say though is Kachan. He's got a vendetta against me and he's going to come straight for me. I need you to be prepared for that, okay, Uraraka? And she goes, yes, Deku, I will be. And she goes, yeah. And they both fist bump and they walk through the building. And as they're walking through, Bakugou goes to Tenya Ida. Hey you! Do you think Deku has a quirk? Ida goes, yeah, I do. Why? And he goes, he walks away and goes, what are you doing? We should hatch a plan. He goes, yeah, I will hatch a plan. I will kill Deku. Ida's like, whoa, he's taking this villainous part very seriously. And so what happens is, as they go down, Izuku and Uraraka are walking through. And just as Deku thought, Bakugou comes through and goes, you're dead, Deku! Izuku jumps and rolls over and grabs Uraraka, but this time unintentionally, he uses his pinky finger with 100% and flicks it right at Bakugou. Right away, as the Bakugou sees this, he gets hit by a massive shockwave where he can barely stand up and he gets sent flying to the roof of the walls. He hits the wall and it cracks. And then what happens is Bakugou hits the ground. He's like, ugh! What the hell was that? He gets up and he goes, Deku, you're... And what happens is Deku's already gone with Uraraka. They're running through. Bakugou goes, you're dead! Blows up the area and gets up. He rushes at Deku, his eyes closed because it really took a lot out of him, that flick, you know. But when he managed to corner Deku this time in the area, he goes, you think you're powerful? You think you're gonna beat me? Hey, useless Deku! And he goes, then you see your power versus this. Don't you dodge! And this is when All Might goes, you better stop that, Bakugou! You could kill him! He goes, only if he stays still! He pulls the pin, and as he does so, Deku immediately grabs Uraraka, puts her behind him, and then Deku instantly puts one foot onto one hand, and he opens it up, and as he opens his palm to the attack, Bakugou's explosion hits Deku's arm, shakes the entire building, but it doesn't go any further than that. Bakugou looks, he's like, yeah, Deku, because as he said Deku, the mist disappeared, and what happened is Midoriya's hand has smoke on it, but nothing else. Midoriya goes, that was a waste of power, Kachan. If I was you, I wouldn't do that. We're only meant to be training, not trying to kill each other. And Bakugou goes like, Uraraka's already gone. She listened to Deku and she's gone to find Tenya Ida. But this time she's more prepared. Because of how Kachan knows she's not going to give it away. And because she took a little bit of time to get up there, Ida's performance and trying to act like, I'm a villain now! was already happened. So Uraraka doesn't give her position away. Instead she waits for an opportune moment. And so Kachan goes, if you're as strong as you say you are, then I want you to come in with full force. Just know that I want to give everything, Deku. He powers up everything. You understand? How dare you make me look like a fool? He rushes at Izuku and he puts all his power and he throws his right hand in Izuku. Izuku sees that and goes, we're never going to resolve this until you get over yourself. 100% one fall crawls over Izuku's body. And in a brief instant, he's already in front of Kachan before Kachan could barely even register. He grabs Kachan's arm, breaking the gauntlets around him, grabs Bakugou's hand, and stops the explosion in general. And what happens is Izuku throws Kachan straight out of the building, and Kachan hits the wall, losing consciousness entirely. And what happens is Deku, with the 1-4 fully activated, he jumps right through the roof, right there until he gets to the part where Ida is. What happens is Izuku jumps right through the building, and he's like, what the hell is that? And what happens is Uraraka's like, should I go? And what happens, yeah, she does, she jumps around, she goes around silently, and what Ida's like, Bakugou, are you? And what happens is Uraraka touches the bomb, and what happens, Ida's like, no, the bomb! And Midoriya jumps down and goes, well, that worked. Uraraka's like, yeah, we passed. All Might goes, heroes win! And what goes down is Bakugou wakes up from Recovery Girl's kiss in the infirmary a couple of minutes later. Ida is like happy as. Everyone is quite shocked in what went down. They saw that Izuku actually barely did anything. He just tried his best to hold himself back. Even All Might saw that. And so as they sit down, what goes down is he goes, the main MVP for this situation had to be the three that were still in the fight. Tenya Ida, Ochako Uraraka, Izuku Midoriya. All three of you played your guys' roles well. Ochako, you went up there by yourself, followed your teammate's strategy and waited for the opportune moment to rise. Izuku, you split up from your teammate, making sure that the most violent and dangerous person was away to allow for your team to progress. And you, Tenya Ida, despite you and your family and who you are, you played a villainy role, and you played it well. But the only thing here I want to explain to you, Ida, is don't get a little bit too distracted. Alright? But from there, you guys all pass. And that's when Yaoyorozu comes through and goes, I saw that too. And Izuku Midoriya, when it comes to you, you should try your best to hold your strength back a little bit more. You almost destroyed the entire building with that jump. And he goes, oh, well, yes, you're right there, Yaoyorozu. Izuku? And Izuku bows and goes, I'm sorry, I'll do better next time. And he goes, haha, that's good. And from here, everyone else's situation goes relatively the same. The only thing is, Kachan wakes up after the test is over. He's like, ugh, well, where am I? And Recovery Girl's like, you're in the infirmary there, young Bakugou. And she goes, he's like, how did I get here? And he remembers what happened. Izuku grabbed him and threw him out like it was nothing. He's like, damn that Deku! How did it get so strong? He's trying to crawl away. He's like, ugh, I'm gonna kill. His body is absolutely sore. His ribs are sore. He goes, whatever the case is, you went up against someone that's vastly stronger than you, and you came out in a bad way. I suggest you try. And he's like, shut the hell up. Ichi gets up. I'm not gonna listen to anyone that's a support character. And then Bakugou collapses and just goes, this kid has great pride. He has great quirk too. But if only he just gets rid of it, he'll be such a great, unique student. And so as she heals him, Bakugou goes back, not seeing any of the tests. He hasn't seen Todoroki's abilities or anyone else's, and so Bakugou doesn't get into a position where he's trying to run away from Yue. He's just angry and obsessed with the idea of defeating Izuku Midoriya. And so as the days proceed, what ends up going down is, as Uraraka, Deku and Tenya Ida walk to the school gates, what ends up going down, they're flooded by reporters standing in front of them. They're like, we need to get, do you guys work for All Might? Is he in your teacher? Is your class? Blah, 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 blah. And they're like bombarding these kids, and they're like, and then Tenya Ida goes, All Might's an exceptional teacher. He does proud UA, blah, 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 blah. Ida does his normal jibber jabber. Everyone's like, wow, straightforward. And all the kids rush in. They're like, well, no, wait, hey kids, we need a... And from there, of course, the security gates come up, and the students are like kind of panicky. And so, long story short, the team reps are pretty much named the class Izuku Midoriya and Yaoyorozu. And Izuku's nervous. He's like, thank you. I didn't want to be team rep, but okay. And what happens is Aizawa was like, good, shut up and sit down to your desks now. And so they all get in their desks, and they proceed to go upon their day until they go to lunch. When they get into lunch, Tenya Ida goes, congratulations, Izuku. I'm a Deku. I realized that you probably are the right candidate. And Izuku's like, well, no, not really. I'm a little bit nervous. I think it's more your style. And he goes, well, I'm grateful, Izuku, that you think that way. And so as this goes down, this is when all the students start to panic because the gates have been infiltrated and there's reporters running into the building. And so as all the students are roughing around, getting all aggro and aggressive, Tenya Ida goes to, reaches out to Uraraka. Uraraka grabs Tenya Ida's hand and he floats, he jumps up and he does the awesome flip around using his bloody jet boot calves, whatever they're called. And as he hits the wall like a bloody sign. He goes, everybody, shut the hell up. Pretty much tells everyone, this is not how UA students behave. Get it together, guys. And so everyone pretty much listens to him. Kirishima mocks Ida for being like a bloody signpost, but it still goes down there. And so everyone calms down and puts themselves together and they walk back to their class. Ida comes down, everyone from 1A are like, yeah, Ida, you're awesome. And so as they proceed to go into class, and the class reps stand up there, what happens is Izuku goes, I would like to make an announcement. If you have not noticed, I'm not fit for this. Too nervous and I'm too me. But if it wasn't for Ida, all of us will be panicking in school. So I want Ida to take my place and become the next class rep. Aizawa was like, good, hurry up then, do it. Wasting time. And so like, oh, okay. And so from there, as they become class reps and everything like that, he's happy. And the students go on to their days normally. Now, as they are going down, what happens is Principal Natsu and all the other heroes, teachers are there. They're standing at a destroyed door and they go, someone managed to breach our defenses and destroy a fence like that. Someone with a malicious intent. Is this just a warning? Or this is just the beginning of something even more bigger? I need to make sure that my students are fine. We will find whoever did this, alright? All of them look down and he goes, continue with your classes. And so as all the classes begin to continue the same, Team 1A get told by Aizawa, today children, we're going to be going to a rescue area where we're going to meet another hero that teach you how to do rescue situations. But before then, you guys are going to be doing hero names. And they're like, what, hero names? The door slams open, and what happens is Midnight comes in her erotic R-rated suit and goes, yes, your hero names! The names that everyone's going to call you when you become heroes! And so for me, everyone goes relatively the same. Deku keeps the name Deku because, well, it's Deku. And so everyone relatively goes all the same, up until the point where they get on the bus, and they head out to the training area. And what happens is Frappy or Sue goes, hey Deku or Izuku, and he goes, yeah? I've been meaning to ask you, your power, your quirk, isn't it more like All Might's? And he goes, well, yeah, my power is similar to All Might's. It's, as you know, a strength speed, whatever amplification quirk, you know? And she goes, yeah, that's really cool. I like that. And he goes, thank you, Sue. I really appreciate it. And so when they get to the training area, the rescue area, this is where they meet the hero known as 13, the black hole spacesuit woman. She explains everything and tells them when they get in there what they're going to be doing. She explains that all quirks have their positives and negatives. For instance, Midnight's quirk is she can pretty much collapse anything into a black hole, but this can both be positive and negative. If she doesn't stop it, it will destroy everything, and if she does use it in a unique way like a bomb, she can absorb that and nothing happens. So people need to understand how their quirk affects certain situations, and she points out training areas where there's burning buildings, a boat needs to be rescued, bloody in the mountains, all that stuff, all certain situations. And Aizawa goes, All Might's not going to be here because what's it called, 13 and Aizawa explained that 13 explains to Aizawa that All Might used this time, and so he goes, oh well, it's just me and 13 for now to teach you guys today, so everyone get ready. And as they walk through, a black purple kind of smoke appears and it opens a gate. All the villains walk out and Aizawa's like, what the? Everyone's looking at them. And he goes, this is not a test, everyone. Everyone follow 13. 13, take everyone out now. And as what happened, Aizawa's about to fight. This is where we'll leave this one off, guys. I hope you guys like this new type of different what-if. I know it's strange, but hey, I'm getting there and I hope you guys understand. I really like this what-if, and yeah, so I hope you guys like this, and I hope you guys have a good day. But as usual, guys, this is Dr. Kahu saying peace.